based on I've been really grappling with this thing that Kevin Roberts said last year, the president of the Heritage Foundation,
Hmm.
when he got on TV and he was like, "We're in the middle of a second American Revolution, and it shall remain bloodless if the left lets it." Right. So I've
Hmm.
been thinking like all this shit they've been doing all year has been acts of war.
Hmm.
So I'm drawing the through line between all this like immigration shit, the tariff shit, the judicial breakdown, just the shit in Chicago. All
Right.
this, these are all tactics of war. So I'm just drawing a through line. This is the first of five essays. It's social warfare, institutional warfare, judicial warfare, economic warfare, and information warfare.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the context.
Hmm.
I don't quite understand the mechanics of you calling back in, but if you log out and come back, I'll have to re-record, and then I
Well, it's
guess
going to shut it down.
I if I
Oh,
think so.
well, no, then scrap that concept. We're just
Okay.
going to go right into it. I
Okay.
thought you were able to record, and then I'll refigure that. No
Okay.
worries.
Okay.
We're going to get it in right now.
Okay. So I'll just read the essay,
Hmm.
and then once I'm done, we'll just engage in dialogue about it.
Okay.
Okay. So there's no specific questions. It's really a discussion.
We're, we're,
Okay.
we're, we're, we're working on this live in the action, and we're going to build off of this concept.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. In July 2024, Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts made a chilling declaration. He said, quote, "We are in the process of a second American Revolution, which shall remain bloodless if the left allows it to be." At the time, many dismissed this as inflammatory rhetoric. Though 9 months into a second Trump administration, Roberts' words read less like hyperbole and more like a mission statement. This is the first in a five-part series examining how that revolution has manifested since July 20th, 2025, not through armed conflict in the streets, but through systematic campaigns of policy warfare against specific communities and democratic institutions. Roberts was right about one thing: it has been largely bloodless. But make no mistake, it is warfare nonetheless. When we think of war, we imagine bombs and bullets, but the most effective campaigns against civilian populations rarely announce themselves in such dramatic fashion. They operate through policy, through bureaucracy, through the casual cruelty of administrative power wielded against the vulnerable. Since taking office, the Trump administration has waged an unrelenting campaign against two primary targets: immigrant communities and efforts towards racial and gender equality. These aren't random policy preferences. They represent a deliberate strategy to reshape American society by targeting those who deemed threats to a particular vision of what America should be. The numbers tell a very, very, very stark story. In just the first 100 days of Trump's second term, Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers arrested more than 66,000 people and removed nearly the same number. By midsummer, ICE had deported nearly 200,000 individuals. The Department of Homeland Security claimed that more than 2 million people have been removed or self deported, which is a euphemism that they use to like minimize the terror that they cause in disrupting our communities and our families. This isn't simply immigration enforcement, it's a systematic dismantling of communities. Its administration has expanded its dragnet beyond those with criminal records to target students, researchers, legal residents, even people who are American citizens, some simply for expressing pro Palestinian views or disagreeing with some of the president's rhetoric. Congress just approved $170 billion in new spending for this machinery of displacement. It was signed into law on the 4th of July, and it was cynically named the Beautiful Big Bill or the One Big Beautiful Bill. Their cruelty is the point. When a Democratic congresswoman tried to access an ICE detention center, she was indicted for assaulting a federal officer. When Newark's mayor attempted the same, he was arrested for trespassing. The same even happened with our own Congressman Horsford when he visited an ICE detention facility and was denied access when he was simply there to do his job. The message is clear: witness this suffering and face prosecution. While immigrants have faced physical removal, equity itself has been subject to bureaucratic erasure. On his first day in office, Trump signed an executive order ending all federal DEI programs, even those he signed in his first term as president. What followed was a campaign of institutional coercion dressed up as policy. The Department of Education threatened to withhold federal funding from schools maintaining DEI programs, giving districts just 10 days to sign pledges against such initiatives. Universities now face new rules requiring them to disregard race and gender in admissions and hiring decisions to qualify for federal dollars. These aren't suggestions. They're ultimatums backed by the full weight of federal funding that, quite honestly, a lot of our schools weren't getting enough of in the first place. This represents warfare against a very specific concept that America should address its historical inequities. It's a rejection of that, full stop. By eliminating DEI programs while simultaneously deporting hundreds of thousands, the administration reveals its core project, the restoration of a social order where certain people know their place, and that place is either subordinate or absent entirely. Social warfare against immigrants, against equity, against the possibility of a genuinely pluralistic society is only the beginning. In the coming installments of this series, we will examine how Robert's evolution extends into 4 other domains: economic warfare through tariffs and policies that devastate working families while enriching the powerful, legal warfare through the weaponization of the Justice Department against political opponents, information warfare through unprecedented restrictions on press freedom and the gutting of independent media, and institutional warfare done through the systematic dismantling of federal agencies and democratic guardrails that we have relied on for decades, for centuries. And underlying it all, the political violence that has accompanied this transformation, violence that receives starkly different treatment depending on who the victims are. Kevin Roberts promised a revolution, and he's delivering on it. The question is whether America will recognize it before it's too late to resist. Stay tuned. Okay.
Now, I want you to, if you have any questions about this, that was a good 8 minutes.
It was 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was deep though, brother. You know, I'm over here like shit. This shit hot.
Boom. This is we don't need any extra acting. Y'all itself that's content. So I know you have a million questions for them. Boom.
Yeah. So this shit obviously hit me. I was like, this is all war. I remember being in my political science classes and they make you read these books about power and about war and about tactics. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the news and I'm going outside and I'm like, wait, we at war. Like this is the war. And people don't see it. And what's really crazy to me is that all of these things, yes, they disproportionately harm Black people, but these are also going to like fuck his voters bad.
Oh yeah.
The cognitive dissonance is crazy to me.
So it's been ongoing, right? And I appreciate the fact that you have written this amazing op-ed. You know, we ain't gonna call it an essay, honey. This is beyond an essay, dear. Okay. But yes, I mean, right around the time when Kamala was coming out with her campaign and all the things, I, even in my mindset, was like, they're starting a civil war. That was what I was thinking myself. The fact that you broke it down on the departments and the institutions and where it's coming from and how it's going to disrupt this nation puts it in perspective for those people who are not going to be able to digest it, right? So yes, it is absolutely civil war. I mean, even to the point where you said there wasn't really weapons being utilized and it's bloodless. However, no, it's not. You know, we're to a point now where there is blood being shed.
Yeah.
People are being, you know, murdered and things to that nature. People are being hung. We're finding it to be more of an overt racism than it was a covert racism before, right? Like it's a lot of bigotry. And yes, as you said, they want us to be their subordinates. I don't know how they're gonna do that because it's
Because
a
we are
lot of
not
us
our
that get
ancestors,
that.
child. We
Well,
fancy.
baby, you
We
know
don't
me, I'm not.
age. We got a little education, a little money, some of us. We gonna
Right.
look good. We gonna be all right, right? I realized it was warfare when um when Kennedy got the health secretary nod,
Mm.
because that is a step in a fascist escalation, right? You
Mm-hmm.
create division, you sow distrust, and then you devastate the health systems. So if
Mm-hmm.
there is no baseline for truth when it comes to our public health, there's nothing to stop another there's nothing to stop another pandemic. But even without having another pandemic, the simple distrust, the not having any truth, any science, or
Mm-hmm.
minimizing that truth in that science in a way that people won't do the thing to keep themselves safe,
Mm-hmm.
that is the grossest deterioration that you can have, because it is health is directly linked to somebody's life.
Ooh, so let me tell you what just dropped down in my spirit. So as we're sitting here watching genocide happen somewhere else, it's actually a cleansing and a genocide happening here. They're just doing it with
Well,
the mass weapons,
girl, what's
right?
your cash app? Oh,
You know,
word.
God gonna do it. Ooh, that
Yeah.
was heavy.
Isn't that crazy? And
That was heavy.
it feels like it is for a certain group of people, and they
Absolutely.
ain't us, which is also what makes some of the us's who are still defending this shit, it makes it very befuddling. It's like, I really
Mm-hmm.
want to, like, you don't see this. Even your girl Candace has been like, now, wait a minute, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I think I was wrong. I was like, oh,
I
for real?
think I'm not as white as I thought I was. Yeah,
Right.
no, you know, you still out here looking like us, honey.
I'm
So
saying.
it's sad, but the thing is, like you said, what do we do as activists and as advocates? Do we continue to educate and defend and, you know, blow the whistle? Who's going to stand up and fight with us, really? You know, I'm with all the fighting when it comes to verbally, even though I get exhausted, but I'm all about fighting when it comes to throwing these hands. But they have become so violent.
Yeah.
It's egregious in the acts that they're doing. Um, it's inhumane. You know, we could just go down all the derogatory
There's a measure of
issues.
barbarism in this, and I know
Oh my
it'll
God.
probably get me in trouble later in life, but I think I mean it. Like, you have to be very sick to justify the killing of children, right?
Listen.
While in the same breath, while in the same breath, we'll talk about what an incredible pro-life nation we are.
Hmm.
It's just the hypocrisy for me. And here's the thing, because now I realize I sound like my daddy. Here's the thing. We don't have to have the hypocrisy. We could just not say some of this shit, right? Like, we could
Right.
just not go around beating our chest talking about we the greatest thing since sliced bread, and like we are super super pro-life. Actually, we're not so pro-life, guys.
Mm-mm.
And I wouldn't have an issue with it if we just didn't lie about it. Because the
Exactly.
way you sustain a democracy is like transparency and truth. And if this is
Hmm.
something we are aspiring to, then yes, let's like be in accordance as a nation to be aspiring towards whatever we think that thing is. But you can't on one hand be like pro-life and Jesus, but oh, them babies had to die so we could keep our guns. It just don't even add up.
It
It just
doesn't.
don't even add up.
Don't worry, that line still look good, brother. You out here.
It was looking crooked.
Say what we got going on. It,
Yeah, I don't know.
man.
So
So
these other essays, my goal is like maybe I'll do once a week. I'm gonna send them to like Huffington Post or Politico. Politico is
yeah.
very selective, so I don't know. We'll see.
That's all right. This country's selective. We still here. So what? Well, you know,
Yeah,
the thing is you send it. The only thing that they could do is tell us no. I mean, we've been segregated before. That's what they're trying to do now.
that's what they
Good
trying to
luck
do
with that. But
now.
honestly, the thing is if they would just have left us the hell alone, you know, back when we had it all together in our own little cities, we'd all be fine. They think that we are bothered by that. They like to be in their little secluded places, let us, and then when it's time for us to intermingle, if we have to, then we can. I don't understand why they think that we have a problem with that. I believe that some of us, though, at one point did get to a place where it was a thing for them to want to be included in their society. When it was like, okay, but for what? What was it that we wanted to be included with them? We had our own wealth. We had our own doctors, lawyers, and all the things. And not only did we have that, ours are elite. They want to be like us. We have to work two and three times harder, and we're already naturally smarter and so many other things. And I'm not trying to be too derogatory because I have some allies, and I'm very careful with that word when I say that. However, that are not like us either, and they think very similar to how we do. However, then I also say when it comes to your people who are like you, are you willing to stand up with them and against them with us?
Mm.
So those are the other things. You can pop your shit all day online, but if it comes to a point where there's one line over here and there's one line over here on this side, what you gonna do?
Listen, you striking a chord. I'm not gonna call out nobody,
I
but I'm
already
just
know.
saying if you look at
Mm-hmm.
certain election data will tell you who's talking to who and who's making more headway with who they're talking to,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And if I'm needing to be more clear, we ain't winning enough of the people who are voting against their own interests. And if
Absolutely.
I am not a trusted messenger with those people, I need those people to go talk to those other people
Mm-hmm.
so that
Absolutely.
we can be in alignment. Because yeah, I don't know that the soccer mom in Lorain, Ohio is ever going to understand the plight of a black gay man from the inner city of Kansas City. But I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you that we definitely likely have the same values when it comes to like, hey, your kids should probably have affordable daycare, right? These
Mm-hmm.
eggs need to go down, right? Hey,
Right.
you got to take care of your mama now because she's 80. Yeah, that should probably
Mm-hmm.
be affordable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feed it to them through like they like our hairdressers. So feed it
Yeah,
to
feed it to them through the hair. Can you imagine Betty Ann from Lorain, Ohio at the black hairdresser shop? Shout out Betty Ann in Lorain,
But
Ohio.
they like them good curls. You know, they used to like to put them perms in their head.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Um, I was also gonna talk to you about, did you have any other comments or suggestions on?
well, so I mean, we can go on and on about that, but no, not at this present moment because I
Okay.
know I'm gonna be getting thrown out.
get as radical as you need to right now.
One of us is running, somebody's running for office, so let's make sure this isn't our Jeremiah Wright moment.
Well, I was gonna say, wait, now who running the office? Because you know me, I'm always only running for my life, baby. But if
Listen, it'll be
God
one
so
term. That's all they
called,
get though. They only get one term.
that's about it, child.
I was going to talk to you about civic engagement, and
Mm,
I'm starting civic engagement lab next
yeah.
month, and I'm really excited. I've been talking about it for like years, and I'm nervous, but whatever. It feels like we have to do it, but also it feels like it's too late to do it. So I wanted to
Mm,
pick your brain about that. The series itself will cover four areas to start. We're doing
mm-hmm.
an intro to the movement, which is going to be the introduction of civic engagement through the lens of the civil rights movement. The second session is going to be called Vote, Damn It, and it's just basically cover vote rights and laws in Nevada. The third session is squad goals, how to organize your people. And then the fourth one is about that action, like steps to take action. And I'm excited about it. I've got good curriculum. I know I can do it. I know I'm going to bring in other experts. I'm going to ask you to do some part of it,
You
but
already
it
know.
just feels like we're late. And I wanted
Um,
to pick your brain on that.
I feel like better late than never. So I'll start there.
Mhm.
Yes, with all the discouraging things that's going on, does it seem like we behind the eight ball? We've been behind the eight ball though, right? So it doesn't mean that we can't rise from the ashes. We just gonna have to put in the work, but we're used to doing that. Um, it's necessary. People are so aloof and being misinformed and uneducated at what exactly it means to be a part of a democracy. They don't even know what the word means. They can't remember their government classes. They can't remember their history classes. They don't remember the
If
three
they had them.
if they had them. Because shit, I'm starting to learn that some of them didn't. And I'm like, what? Where did y'all go to school at, Jesus? I know CCSD is not the best, but they at least made sure that we had that. I used to stay
Man,
getting kicked out of my history class because every time something about a slave came up, I had something to say. I was the only black girl in the class. We're not gonna do that.
we
We
not gonna
not.
do that.
We not
Damn
gonna
it. Put some
I
respect on
say,
her name.
okay, what is happening? But no, I think that is absolutely necessary. And um one, you're gifted, right? This is part of your purpose and your passion. It has to be done. So F what it looked like right now, like it has to be done. We got to think about our my children, your nieces and your nephews, and whom is going to carry this baton after us, because the way that it's looking right now is real dismal.
Yeah.
Between the baby boomers not wanting to sit their ass the fuck down and get the fuck out the way, and then we got the people
With
over here with
love,
us
baby boomers, with love.
with love. I love y'all. I love y'all because some of y'all. Some of y'all
Yeah.
do want to sit
And we
down.
need that we need the bank accounts and them recipes.
Yes,
Damn
we
it.
do.
I need Big
Because
Mama's
I
honey
want them
bun
all.
recipe.
I do. I want them all. But
Yeah.
we also want y'all to rest. It is that time, because some things just have to change. And some of them, listen, that ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
But y'all know who I'm talking about.
Because if your spirit felt convicted, it's
Yeah,
probably you.
it's probably you. It's that time, honey. Because I know when it come my time, I'm gonna be walking around here talking about all I got for you is a check, and I might not
Baby,
even have that.
I'm trying to get my retirement card punched now. Can I get it
Hello.
punched now? Okay. I'm trying to be on my retired at 40, but
That
didn't
that
but didn't
that part.
prepare to retire at 40.
It's okay. We still can make that happen in this social age and AI age. There's some things that can help us enhance things very quickly. But
Amen. Yes.
to,
Build me
to
a
say the
business.
least, you got that. We gonna have some people. There's some strong soldiers that are still willing to put in this work for this fight. Are we tired? Are we exhausted?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think there's just something that always pushes and pulls us to know that we can't stop,
We can't stop because none of this is guaranteed. This is just our version of that fight. It's never
hmm
done, right? I'm
hmm
reminded of that. I guess I'm really hopeful that with Civic Engagement Academy, like a win for me is just getting one person to understand the historical significance of this moment, that it's
Absolutely.
not new, and that we have a direct hand in shaping the world. It's not that I want you to, yes, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I want you to run around here and give a damn about Martin Luther King sacrifice and Medgar Evers sacrifice and
hmm
Lou Bertha Johnson. Like I want that to matter to people.
hmm
I also as much want it to matter. I want your power to shape the world we deserve to be as important to you as it is to me. And I
Absolutely.
want people to walk in that power because
hmm
life today won't be like 5 years from now. And if
hmm
we're not thinking about what we want and just aimlessly meandering out here in the wind, we're going to look up and have the same shit we've been having, not only because people elected to lead us haven't led us, but because we didn't even have enough gumption within ourselves to desire something more.
Right.
That's the goal.
Well, that's the goal, and that's what we gonna hit the target. And I mean, we just gonna keep doing this thing. If we don't do it, who gonna do it? Because
That's what I say.
I be looking around,
Look,
and some of these people that be out here loud and wrong, I be like, you couldn't lead me to what? You better
not
find
loud and
somebody,
wrong.
you better find somebody else.
Just be quiet and wrong.
Yeah,
That's
because
fine too.
I'm not following. I'm not following that, honey. That ain't it. You gotta, sit down.
Listen, don't let a good oil and gas job pop over my way.
Oh,
I'm a disappear. They're gonna be like, we're quitting. Gonna be like that $250,000 salary plus stock options.
they
Just
look
I
real
do
good
have a
over
price,
here.
Exxon Mobil. I do have a price.
This say it's looking real good over
JK,
here.
JK.
This package that package look good.
I'm
No, and I
saying,
mean we gotta think about it, right? We've been living in a capitalistic like society forever.
yeah,
And there are certain things that we do desire. However, we also know that that's not the end all be all when it comes to our generational wealth as African Americans and as Black folks or people
yeah,
of the diaspora, right? Like there's so much greater things that we hold within our power source and then within our wealth bank. So, this is it seems like it's a big thing, but this little fish, right? We not out here, even though they are still doing some modern day shit that I don't like I mentioned before, the lynchings, but we not out here with water hoses get spraying us down the sidewalk.
yeah,
There ain't dogs constantly chasing us, mangling us, and mauling at us. That I think a lot of them know better. You feel me? Like they fear us more than they do. And I know I'm not trying to make it as much of a racial thing, but that's what it is. They fear us.
yeah.
And it's unfortunate because we are very loving people. It's like if y'all just leave us alone, we like to mind our business. We really do. And it seems like they always want to interject their self in what we got going on.
Well,
So
I don't know. If there's a maybe we make one of the civic engagement classes how to mind your own business.
I like that. You know me, that's my favorite thing, baby, because I
Hey,
drink lots of water and mind my business. People
you
don't be
heard it
like,
here first, folks. Session 5, how to mind my own damn
just
business.
mind it and move around. Go,
A
like
required elective. Juan is crazy.
seriously, because that's how people would, let me do me. If I'm not hurting, harming nobody or anybody over there with you, then
Yeah, mind your
we're
business.
moving.
Today is Tuesday. We should probably do a little production meeting for our live on Thursday. So we should talk about what we want to talk about.
Yes, I would like that. I mean, it's a lot going on. There's a lot of crazy going on
A lot
constantly.
of
I know.
crazy. We definitely got to talk about Chicago, like apps
Oh,
positively.
you already know that's the thing because when you got babies coming out naked and you throwing what they call the flares in there and basically making it sound like bombs in the middle of the night. Come on now, that's trauma.
Yeah,
You guys are inciting.
that's warfare.
That is war.
That's war.
And then you just
Yes.
pulling people out, taking them, asking questions later. Then, even if you aren't um a immigrant, if you have a warrant that has nothing to do with immigration, then they still taking you and locking you up. So okay, now
Yeah.
this is still a warfare on black and brown because you know a bunch of them brown folks in there got warrants. Ain't got nothing to do with immigration. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But you guys have made it systemically impossible for us to sometimes get out of those things. We don't have the money for the fines. Y'all come and find the smallest reasons to give us tickets. Half the time, some of us don't know we have tickets. Just crazy.
Yes, facts. And you on the boot list, and then you come outside and you on the
And you
boot, you
got
got a
a whole
boot.
boot or a thing on your window. Child, I'm one of them. That was the whole 2 weeks of
I said in my
chaos.
words.
That was warfare on my mind.
It was. It was. It was. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Like, y'all, I try so, and I'm like, I'm a public servant. I might not
Yes.
be on record as one, but damn, well, technically I am. I'm a caucus chair.
What's he calling me for?
They like to play too many games with me, but that's the thing. I need people to stop playing in our faces because I ain't with that
Yeah.
at
Heard.
all.
Heard. Okay, well, thank you for indulging me in this sporadic conversation. I really appreciate it. I think we got some good stuff here. I'm gonna pitch this to Huffington Post and The Root
Yes.
and Politico and see if anybody picks up. And then if nobody does, then we'll start splicing this and
And
putting it out next week.
LA Times and
Oh, LA Times. Okay.
New York Times. We can go up there too, hopefully they get that new guy. We
Oh,
got
for real? Okay.
we
Yeah, if
gonna
I score Politico, oh, that'll be a big deal.
listen, we gonna pop our shit. That's yours, brother. In the name of Jesus.
Amen. They are
My
very
God.
selective. They're like, we're very selective about shit we didn't ask for. But I
Listen.
think this is a really interesting perspective, I think.
Absolutely. And I mean in the age of them trying to tear down our First Amendment and them attacking journalism, I think that this is a very um non-biased
Yeah.
op-ed that they need to, put in
I'm
there.
just calling out the facts. And I'm purposely didn't make it too black. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying
exactly.
not to be exclusively focused on like, hey, I need white people, I need y'all paying attention to this shit.
Yeah, this is affecting y'all too. They know it's affecting them. And a whole bunch of them, and I'm always going to say it, a whole bunch of them, they got a bunch of mixed kids. They out here doing the
Oh,
do,
oh,
yeah, whether
oh,
male or female.
oh.
They like it. They like that chocolate. So
Uh,
let's just stop playing.
Soul Pole. Wow. Wow. That is an OnlyFans channel, but we will talk about that another time. All
Love
right. I love you.
you. Bye.
Bye, honey.